All right. So what I'm going to be sharing with you here is I'm going to take you through and I'm going to show you the whole process here of what we're doing. I'll take you through what this digital coaching model actually looks like. Get this all cleaned off of here. We'll go through this from the last time. But I'm going to take you through and I'm going to show you what the attraction, conversion, and delivery process all looks like for this business so that you can learn how to build, launch, and scale a digital coaching business online, okay, where you're doing group coaching and you're helping people get through this process and get through the result, and it's all through digital means, okay? So we'll go through a little bit of the niche, okay, about your first offer, the attract, convert, deliver model, and then of course I've got a very good bonus for you at the end. You don't have to buy it, but I will make you an offer if you want something great. It's only for people that are on the workshop, but I'll let you know when that's coming. So if you want to leave, you can, okay? This is recorded. It will be on YouTube afterwards. So, I don't want you to feel like if you're going to miss something or something like that, you can always come back. But what I want to talk to you about is this right here, this schematic, okay? I've been doing this for about 15 years now. And here's me, okay? I started in 2007 doing this stuff, and I've learned a lot about it. And I've spent a lot of money learning this stuff, and I just love it. To me, it's one of the greatest things. I think digital coaching really is currency. It's currency for the people getting the coaching. It's currency for you in the form of making an impact in the world, and you're also going to be paid very well. I haven't found anything that pays better than this. And I'm around a lot of people doing a lot of things, and it's really, really hard to beat. Okay. So let's just jump into real quick, just so we cover this. I want you to make sure that the one thing, now, a lot of people talk about niche, and a lot of people, when they buy a course or a program, let me know if you've bought a program before in the past, and just put, yes, I bought a program or something like that, or yeah, put a P if you've bought a program, put NP, no program. But most of the time when they get in there, they talk to you about the niche, and they kind of go over it pretty quickly. They kind of glaze over it pretty fast. And this is the most important element that of everything, because the niche is who you're talking to. The niche is what you're going to say in your marketing. The niche is everything that you do. It is the number one thing. And I spend more time on this than anything because I don't know if you feel this way or if you've had any of these troubles. Put me in the chat if you have when I start naming these. But sometimes we say like, well, I don't know what my offer should be. Okay. Or I don't know what to say in my content to get people to convert into paying members or paying clients. Or I don't know how to create my email marketing. I don't know what to say in the emails. Or I don't know what to say in the sales presentation to get people to join. Okay. Or I don't know really what to put in the program to get them there. Right. If you've ever had any of these things, don't be shy about it, because I had these problems. Just put me down in the chat. Okay. Put me down in the chat if you've ever had these problems. Good. So what we've got here is we've got a niche problem. You're just not in on your niche. And your niche, a lot of people, they don't know what niche actually means, right? They think they do. I thought I did. But your niche is a need that somebody has, okay? It's the need that somebody has. And to qualify a niche and to make sure that it is a good niche to be in, it has to cover these three things, okay? So I'll go through this here, but what your niche is doing, whoops, always do that. There we go. Okay, let's get this scribbler out. There we go. Can you guys see the screen okay? Give me a yes or X in the chat if you can see the screen just fine. Excellent. Okay, good. Thank you for being so engaging. I appreciate it. It's just going to make things better. It's kind of hard when you're talking to nothing, it feels like, right? So the niche is a need. So I really want you to, if I've been doing this a long time. I've made a lot of money doing this. I've helped a lot of people make a lot of money. And I still am always focusing on what is my niche really? What is that need? So I really want you to write this down somewhere or keep this close. These two things that I'm talking to you about here are so important. If you can nail these two things and really truly get a good clarification on this, It's going to make the rest of your journey so much more simple, so much more fun. You'll make a lot more money, help a lot more people. What you want to do is niche is a need. And a lot of times people think, oh, a niche is a person. A niche is a need that somebody has. And you don't choose your niche. A lot of people think that you need to pick a niche. Have you ever heard that? Okay. Oh, you need to pick a niche. You need to pick a niche. You don't pick a niche. You don't choose it. It's not something you choose. It's something that you find. Okay. You find a small group of people that all have the same common problem or the same common need. And then you meet that problem or need with your solution. And that's when the value changes. A lot of people that want to make money, they focus on trying to make money. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's very important. But you need to focus on what actually makes the money. And that is when a need meets the person with the solution to the need. And the exhaust fumes from that, that is where you make money. So you want to focus on getting a lot of the need being met with the solution. And when that happens, that's the exhaust of those two things colliding is money, because they'll exchange their value, money, for your value, getting them across the line. Okay. And when I talk about getting them across the line, I really want you to think about it like this here. Okay. I actually just put this together here. Okay. So when you go to help somebody, people are usually in this position right here. Okay. They're in a current situation. We're all in a current situation right now. You are, I am, and we all have this desired situation that we're trying to get to. And no matter what, to get from a current situation to a desired situation, what do we know is true? Well, we know that there's steps involved. You got to get through these steps here to get to the other side. The problem is when people go to do that, they usually get somewhere and they're trying to get over there and they hit this wall. Maybe you're hitting one of those walls right now. You're trying to be completely online. You said, I'm doing one-to-one coaching now, and I want to do, group coaching, all digital, all online. Because when doing that, you have a lot more freedom. You can make more, it can be bigger, and you can help more people. And really, truly, I think it's the better way to do it because you have community and you have people working together in a community. So your people are having this problem, right? They're over here and they're trying to get over here, their desired situation, but they keep running into some sort of wall. And what we do is we call this the gap. And when you can get people across this gap, you can get them over this little fence here and you can get them there and they can just go through your steps. They'll give you their value, okay, money, for your value, which is the steps to get across. Does that make sense? Okay. Good. Hopefully that's coming through. Put a me down in the chat if that's making sense to you. Okay, so what does this actually look like? All right. Come on, computer. That'd be crazy. There we go. We want to make sure that our audience is somebody that has a current situation, and we want to make sure that they have a 7 out of 10 motivation. Okay, we want to make sure that they have a 7 out of 10 motivation. So this person, it has to get fixed. This isn't something that is not going to get fixed. This is a problem. This is a pain. This is a problem every day in their life. They're thinking about this. They're going, it's driving them nuts. Okay. When they're daydreaming, when they're in between what they're having to do that day to survive and live and grow, they're thinking about this. Okay? It has to be a 7 out of 10 motivation. All right. So how many of you right now feel like what you want to do right now, show me in the chat, what you want to do right now, it's going to happen. Like this is a problem. It's a pain. Okay. Just put 7 in the chat for 7 out of 10. Like this is pestering you all the time. You're saying, I have to get this figured out. I will figure out how to do this thing. Okay. Because I can't keep going on the other way that I'm doing it. Okay. Anybody put in the chat there if you're at okay, 10. Okay. Okay, good. So this is the first thing that you got to make sure that you are working with a niche. Now, how do you get to the place where you can even find the person? Okay. How do you even know that you're even in the right area? Well, I just call this your unique approach. Okay. So what this means is essentially you have this skill set or you have this capability to get somebody from A to B. A lot of times it's you. You solved a problem for yourself and you figure out how to do it. And now you know that anyone else that's in that problem, they're also going to want to get out of it just like you did. But now you know how to help them do it faster, easier, and less cost. These are the three barriers that we always have to get people over. So please write this down. I know some of these things are simple, but don't overlook simplicity. Okay. Don't overlook it. I made that mistake in the past. It cost me a long time to get where I'm at. The three things that we're always overcoming is we want to get somebody there faster, less effort, less cost. That's value. Value, when you go to the restaurant, you get your food faster, no effort, you're sitting there, right? And it's cheaper for you because you didn't have to spend the time, right? And so anything though that does this, that is faster, less effort, less cost in price, okay, and time, okay, you're going to, that's value to people. So you did something, you know something, you have this unique approach, these steps, these frameworks, a model, a system to get people across it. What is that? And what is that area? Okay. And so you want to find somebody that to be a niche that you want to focus on. So you know that you're in the right place, the need, you make sure that you're focused on the right need. Your ideal customer, client, audience, target market, whatever you want to call it, all the same thing. They have a 7 out of 10 motivation. They're actively searching. This means that they're actively searching for an answer. How many of you right now, okay, you have this problem where you want to start a digital coaching business, okay, where you want to work in a group coaching model where people pay you either monthly or they pay you one time, a decent fee at one time, and they're in a group, you're coaching them on weekly coaching calls. They got a program that they go through, a pre-recorded program, and they have a community, and you're helping them get from point A to point B, and they're paying you maybe $100, 200, 300, 1,000 a month, whatever it is. And you're doing this with maybe 1,000 people, 100 people, right? And they get on coaching calls. How many of you, okay, are you searching this every day? Like you're actively looking for the answers. Like, how do I attract people to my stuff? You know, how do I make a thing that actually converts the people coming? How do I actually create the program that makes them want to buy, right? You actively search this? Put me in the chat. If every day you're somewhere in your day, you're like, maybe on a lunch break, you're on your phone, like you're looking, you're researching, you're active about this, okay? Put a me in the chat. And then you want affluent clients, or affluent, however you guys say it. Affluent clients, a lot of times when people think of affluent people, okay, we got me, good. When we think of affluent people, a lot of times people think, you know, rich people, fancy people, you know, whatever you want to call it. Affluent people are all over the place. What affluent means is they have the money to pay you and they want to pay you. They want to pay a coach. They don't want to take the long road. They want to get with somebody that's already done it, figured it out, and they want to, they're willing to pay in time and money to shave off that cost, to shave off that whole experience so that they can get there faster, easier, and at less cost financially. Okay, remember, those are the three things. So this is what we mean by having a niche, okay, a need. You have your unique approach, and then the people that you're going to help with that have a 7 out of 10 motivation. They're actively searching, and they're affluent. They can pay for it, and they want to pay for it. Okay. So what this does, when you understand your niche, all of a sudden you know who your target audience is. And this person, you want to think about it like this. You want to be the big fish in a little pond. Okay. You want to be the big fish in a little pond. And then when you outgrow that little pond, you'll go to a little bit bigger pond. And then you'll become the big fish in this pond. If I could draw a fish today. Okay. And then when you outgrow this pond, you just keep growing up. So where you start is not going to be where you end, but you need to go somewhere where you can really matter and you're not competing and you're actually focused and helping like a knee specialist, okay? A knee specialist helps people with a bad knee, right? So that's where we want to start. And this whole thing here, this whole niche, and you're going to find it, okay? It makes your marketing so much better. It increases your engagement. So if you're not getting a lot of engagement, it's because you don't have your niche. If you're marketing, if you're out there creating content or you're thinking about content, you're struggling with, well, I don't know what content. It's because you don't understand who you're actually helping. Okay. If I asked you right now to get your spouse or your best friend or your child or something to call you or come somewhere, you could do it because you know everything about them and you know what would leverage them. You know what would get them to move. You know what their pains are. You know what they're scared of. You know what they want. And you use all of these elements to help them or to provide them what it is that they want or need or get them in front of the things, right? So when you understand your audience like this, until you're making 100K a year with your coaching business, you need to study your need and you need to know them better than they know themselves. Because most people don't study themselves. Okay. But when you study that person, until you get to about 100K a year with your coaching, you need to study and know your niche. So that's kind of how you know if you know your niche or not. Now, that's assuming you're working, you're focused on working and you're doing things. Okay. So what you're doing is you're trying to figure out their problems the way they say it. Okay. And you're trying to understand where they want to go and what they want the way they say it. That way, when you craft a solution, it will resonate with them because you're going to be able to talk to them about their problems the way they say it. And you're going to be able to talk about where they're wanting to go the way they say it. And that's how you get people to trust you. That's how you get people to listen to you. And that's how you get people actual results because you actually know that and you know where to get them and take them. So what you're thinking about, a lot of people, they think, well, I'm going to create this program and, it's just going to be this program that handles all of the problem. And people are just going to sign up and then they're going to get this program. And then that's, boom, that'll do it. Kind of like you're taking their problem and you're just bringing it to your knowledge, right? You're saying, here's all my knowledge in this program, this coaching program, and you just bring your problem over here and we'll fix it. Okay. We want to reverse that. And this will help you with your marketing. This will help you with your product creation, all of that. You want to think about taking your knowledge to their problem, not their problem to your knowledge. Think about it like this. When you go to cook something, do you get all the ingredients out of the cupboard at once and just set them all on the table to cook something? No. You only grab the ingredients that are necessary to cook that meal. That's how you're going to be doing things here. When you're coaching, when you're creating content, when you're talking to them, they don't need to hear it all. They don't need to know everything. They just need you to bring the knowledge to their problem, just whatever it needs to come to their problem. And you might be saying, Mike, what are you talking about? Sometimes we think that we have to wait till we have the perfect program set up and we have all this stuff in place before we can launch or before we can sell. But that's not the case. And you wouldn't want to do it that way. Okay. You want to understand the need. That way, you don't have to worry about every single thing you learned. You don't have to learn every single thing. You just need to figure out how to solve that need. And this is a much faster way to the coaching. Some of you are thinking, well, I'm just going to make some things up here. Okay. I'm going to teach online marketing. Okay. Well, there's a lot that's there. Okay. There's a lot of things to learn there, a lot of ways to do it. But if you're trying to teach somebody online marketing, like maybe I'm teaching people how to do marketing to get coaching clients, I only need to bring to the table what's necessary and what they need to get that to happen and nothing more, because that's the need, right? It's like you're not bringing all of your tools and utensils as a doctor into the operating room to fix somebody that all you need is like some pliers and a stitcher, right? Does that make sense? Some of you are not going to launch. I've heard people take years to go through it because they think they need to take everything they know and put it into a program before they can sell it. What is the need? What's that? We always call it bleeding neck. Like it has to get fixed or it's, not good. What's that thing that you're going to fix right away for your people? And then you want to learn how to stand in their being. Like in the movie Avatar, they get in that machine and they like transport into this body. Once you understand who you're helping, you want to do that with them so that you can think like them, see like them. And that's when you can go create content and you can get 100 views and make $100,000 because every view is the person you want. Because the way you started it, the way you began the content, it filtered out everyone except for that exact person that has that knee problem and you're the knee specialist. Does that make sense? We get very confused out there. We think we need this huge audience. We think we need this massive following. We think this huge list to make money. That's not the case. When you understand the niche and the need, you create things that matter and that only they can hear, like a dog whistle. Only the dog can hear it. That's what happens when you take your specific knowledge to their specific need and problem right there. And what's great about coaching is when you solve one problem, another problem appears. You can keep solving the problem for them and they keep buying from you or they stay with you. Okay. Is this helping at all? Kind of give me a thumbs up or give me something, an X, if this is kind of resonating. So what I want to do now is I want to go into this attract, convert, and deliver model. This is going to help a lot of you see like how this machine operates and how this looks and how we apply this to what we're doing as a coach. Excuse me, I had to take a drink there. So there's this model all the time. Okay, are you guys liking this? Is this okay? Is this helping a little bit? Are you guys getting a little more clear on some things? Let me know down in the chat. So whenever you get lost, okay, whenever you're like, why isn't this growing? Why isn't this building? Like, what the heck is going on here? Why isn't this working? Right? You always come back to this right here. Right? When I learned this changed everything. I used to get kind of like confused and there's a lot of overwhelm and chaos and I would get off track and every time I didn't know, like, what do I need to do today to make this thing work? Like, come on, like, what do I do? Like, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. When you really truly understand this attract, convert, deliver model, it's all your mind becomes clear and you can really focus on building out systems, automating things, and you can really just focus here and master these things and you will have what you want in terms of a coaching business. Or a lot of times we call this selling digital products or selling courses and things like that. Okay, it's all the same, really, just packaged up different. And we'll talk about all that stuff here, and it's what I teach inside of that Make Once Pro program that I have. So here's what's interesting about this. When it's out there operating in the real world, our business, our system, it goes this way. Okay, it goes attract, convert, deliver. But when we build it, deliver, convert, attract. Okay, it's kind of like reverse marketing or something like that, right? It's like we do it in reverse. So what we do is we figure out what is our niche, what is that need, what is the knowledge we need to bring to their problem. Okay, so the solution. And once we have these components in place, then we can say, okay, well, now that we know who we're helping, the problem we're solving, and how we solve that problem, now we can create something over here in this convert level where we can actually make something that makes sense that they would want to become a lead and learn more about. Okay, because when we're going through this whole process, one thing you've got to keep in mind here, I think I actually have it right here, is this process is happening all the time. Okay, people are first going to become aware of you, usually through social media, either through paid content or digital or free content. Okay, so you've got posting organically where you're just posting, you're not paying for anything, or you can pay for ads, right? This is where they're going to become aware of you. As soon as they become aware of you, because you know your niche and you really took time to figure that out, you really got dialed in tight there, you can offer them something for free and you can say things that only they're going to hear, like the dog whistle, and they'll start to go, you know what, let me look into this a little bit. They're doing what you're doing right now. They're getting on, free workshops. They're coming to free webinars. They're watching, trainings and doing all these things. And they're really trying to consider, is this for me? Can I do this? Does this work? Could I see myself doing this? Will I have time to do this? Is this really the direction I'm going to go? How am I going to do it, etc.? And then if you can clear up those things for them, okay, you can fix their belief system, because they'll either believe that they can't do it, they want to do it, but they're like, I don't know if I believe I can do this. Your content and your free offer and your nurturing, we call it, that's going to help them have that belief, and they're going to be, I can do it. But then the next thing is they're going to go, yeah, but does his product or does her product actually work, right? And so then you have to do the job of demonstrating and sharing how you actually help them solve the problem, right? And then if they go, yeah, I believe that I can do it and I believe the product, now it's like, yeah, but am I going to have time? I've got dogs and kids and a job and this and that, or, I'm doing this other thing. And you have to show them and help them understand that, yeah, even though those things are happening, I can still do this. I can do this. And when you get them to knock those three things over, okay, dominoes, bricks, walls, whatever, that's when they make that purchase. And when they purchase, then your job is to get them to get a result as quickly as possible with the least amount of effort and the least amount of cost. And when that happens, they move into the adoption and advocacy where they're telling other people about you and they're doing it all the time consistently in this adoption phase. And these two things here make this whole process easier because now they're out there helping people. And then this goes faster because they see, oh, well, Sally did it, Bobby did it, Tommy did it, she did it, I can do it too. And this whole flywheel, just every customer that you help get the result faster makes all your customers come in faster and easier and better. So it's kind of like you really get rewarded in time and money, okay, and really authority and credibility, the faster and easier and better you get people results. So it's a very good model, right? Because that's what we're doing here. The whole thing to make money is to solve problems. Okay, so are we kind of clear on that? Okay, so going out here and creating the content and getting people to come through and all that really depends on, do we got a great product? Okay, think about like Porsche, for instance. Okay, I use that. We all know it. Something I love. Okay, we love ours. The company has such great product. It's really easy to convert customers. It's not a matter of if I want it. It's a matter of how do I qualify for it, right? How can I afford it? How can I get it? The marketing is really simple because they can go, look at our product. Look at this. It's a great product. Look what they say about it. Watch it go down the road here. So we really want to focus on having a great coaching program and having a great system to take them through because that's all part of the product. Well, what does this system really look like? Well, let me bounce out here and let me show you this process here, okay? Keep getting off of my little diagram. Where's my dang diagram at here? There she is. Sorry about that. Got all my tabs messed up. So this is that attract, convert, and deliver diagram, all right? Now, you'll hear me talk about this a lot, and I'm constantly making this better and better and better over the years. And it's pretty dialed in here. It doesn't change a whole lot. The only thing that really changes is now we've got AI, so it just made it easier. It made it better, made it certainly a lot faster. And then sometimes you have different products they'll change, like the software and different things like that. Like I used to use ClickFunnels for everything. And then they kind of made updates and all this stuff, and it wasn't as easy to use anymore. And so I went to other platforms, but that stuff always just kind of changes. It's like the tools get better or they get easier or whatever. But the core of what we're talking about, like I said in the beginning, this attract, convert, deliver, this is truly what you want to focus on and understand and nail. I mean, you really want to get this system flowing. And I'm going to share with you what this is, okay? I'm going to take another drink. Are we learning anything so far? Is this okay? We good? Okay. Put an X down in the chat if we're getting some value out of this. Okay. Put an X down in the chat if we're getting some value. Again, if you have questions, I'm going to open up here for questions in just a moment, and we'll do questions. Okay. So in the delivery part, all right. Excellent. Good. Great. Thanks. Good. Okay. In the delivery part, I'll come back to this blue, dark blue over here, but let's just focus on this first part here. Okay, so this is what I call level 1. Okay, so level 1 paid Skool. So Skool is a software that we use. It's where we put our course. It's where we have our community. It's where we do our live coaching calls. In my opinion, it is the best platform for digital coaches, and it's getting better every single day. And the people behind it are real aces, and they're really great people that understand this industry. I grew up with those people in this industry. I've been with them for over a decade. I really know these people, talk to them on the phone and everything. So even in person. So this whole process here, okay? Your program, remember, this is delivery now. We're in the delivery. Remember we build it in reverse and then it works this in forward. So what does that coaching program look like? Okay. What does that coaching program look like? Well, what it's going to consist of is you're going to have your core program. This is typically there's three ways to kind of think about it or look at it. Okay. It's either a, 1 to 3 week program, or it's 20 videos, or it's, anywhere from 10 to 20 steps. Okay. However you want to look at it. It usually takes anywhere from an hour to 5 hours to complete. Okay. If you get into all the details and everything. And again, I'll answer a lot more questions here at the end if you have specifics on this. But that's in your classroom. And what that is that's that thing that we do to get somebody from over here in their current situation to their desired situation. This happens in the classroom. Okay. This happens in the classroom. This is your core training. This is a pre-recorded training. It comprises of videos, usually like what we're doing here, where you're recording the screen and you're showing something on the screen, or maybe you're on the video, showing them with your hands or whatever it is that you're doing. And it has usually some worksheets, some exercises, some PDFs, maybe some, supplementary videos that help them get through some things that you're doing, depending on what it is that you're coaching them on. Okay. So that's the core program. Like I said, it's 1 to 5 hours typically, or 20 videos roughly, somewhere in there. I have a 21-day program. It's called Digital Coaching Currency. And I just take you through building, launching, and scaling a digital coaching business. And that's 21 days, right? We spend about it's about 3 weeks. Okay. So that's your core. So this is, you're going to have this. And when you get started, you do not build this first and then sell it. Okay. Let me repeat what I just said. You do not build it first, then sell it. You sell it and then build it with them the first time. Once it's built, then you can go back in there, just like Porsche. They built the first car, and then every year for the last 50 years, they've made the headlight a little better, the tires a little better, the engine a little better, the interior a little bit better. And that's how you're going to do this with your program. As people go through it, they're going to tell you things. They're going to make things apparent that need to be fixed, that you created it and it wasn't quite right. They don't quite understand it. They need you to do it a different way. That's how you go in and innovate and iterate and improve your program. And as it improves, you always have something new to talk about because you're improving it. Just like your car dealership, oh, the new model is better this year because we improved XYZ. Or the phones, we put better cameras on it. We heard you wanted this. That's how you build this. You do not want to build it first, then sell it. Yeah, but Mike, how does that work? I mean, what am I going to show people? What happens if they buy and it's not done yet? You're going to lay out the blueprint of this. You're going to have a blueprint laid out so you know the steps that they're going to go through. And in that first launching, you're going to be launching on a specific date, and you're going to have a couple videos done. But as they go through it, you're going to be building those videos with them. You're going to know what you're saying in there, and you're going to build this in a very minimal, viable product way. So you're just going to have just the basis things that they need in there to get from A to B. You're not going to go into the details. The first Porsche 911 that they made didn't even have a mirror on both sides of the car. It was only on one side. Next year, they put one on each side, right? But you just needed one, so you had at least one. That's minimum viable. It means it has the minimal amount of things to it that will make it actually do the thing. That's what you're going to do. You're going to lay out a blueprint, a step-by-step, those steps that you use to get them across here. Okay, if you guys can see that, those steps that get them across, you're going to put the most minimal steps in there. You're going to know what you're going to write in those. And this is where I go into detail in my program, Make Once Pro, the digital coaching currency. I show you how to really lay this out. Obviously, I can't do that here. It would take too long. But that's what we do there. And you lay this out, then you sell the blueprint. It's kind of like a good example of this right now is Apple is getting ready to come out with one of these rings. I don't know if you can see that. I wear one of these Aura rings. Okay, I've been wearing one of these for like the past 5 years. I got in on their beta program. And when I bought it, it took me like a month and a half to get it because it wasn't ready yet. But I bought it ahead of time, knowing what it was, because they told me what it was. Apple's getting ready to make one of these, and they're announcing it now. They're saying, here's what we've got. Here's what it'll do. Here's what it is. Come join. Get on the list. You'll be the first to get it. Here's the super duper price and deal that you're going to get for being first on the list kind of thing. Okay. That's what you do here. You build it out. They should know what they're going to be getting, what it does, how it solves the problem, and the steps that you're going to go through. And then they all get to join at once, and you build it with them the first time live. You record the course with them in it. It's really, they love it too. We call it the founding members. Okay. And then after it's built, then you get to go back and work on making it better. You say, oh, module 3, we need to redo that one and make it this way. Because on the weekly calls that we're doing, they're telling me, oh, it's not there yet. You know, there's something missing here. Okay. Or can you explain it in more detail? And so you go into more detail and you swap it out and change it. And boy, over time, you have something that is impossible to beat because you're building it with them. Okay. Does that make sense? Does everybody get that right out of the gate? And that's actually good for you. This is fun for you because now you can actually build, launch, and scale. You can build it now. You can, as long as you have your solution in place, because you really know the niche that you're solving, you can build this out. Then you're going to have a community. Okay. This is where you're getting on weekly calls with them. I like to do 2 weekly calls every Monday and Thursday with my pro group. Okay. Make Once Pro is my pro group. And I get on there on Monday and Thursday and I do a weekly call and I ask them what's going on and I coach them, I support them, I learn about them and what they need. And that's what you would do. Okay. It's very, very powerful. They love the calls. It's one of the most, they're almost priceless in my opinion, because what happens on them, you can't plan for, right? It's immersion. It comes out of it's like 2 people in a room. There's like 2 minds create this third mind type of thing. Yeah, it's very valuable. You're also going to have the calendar, which is going to be how to get on the weekly calls. Okay. So you're going to have a calendar that shows them, hey, here's how to register for the Zoom call, or hey, we're going to have a special call. Or, hey, we're going to have a special person come in and talk to you about this thing that you guys are wanting to do. And then this leaderboard is kind of a thing that Skool has within it. This is Skool, the software that we use. This is a place where you can, as people do better and engage more in the program, it's kind of a game that is being played to help people. You're kind of gaming them you're tricking them to be successful. Okay. As they grow and engage inside of the community, they unlock maybe some super special training that you're doing where you go really deep on something, or you maybe offer them my favorite thing to do in the leaderboard is offer one-on-one calls. So when they get to certain places, they unlock one-on-one calls with me or maybe somebody else that I've found that would, help them or something. This one isn't like, oh, it has to be in place for this to work, but these 3 right here do. The classroom, the community, and the calendar. Now, you can do this with different software. Just, it needs to happen though. You need to have a platform, a community, like a group that they can be in, and a calendar, something where they can register for something to get on these calls, to get in and get the coaching. That's why I like Skool so much, because it does all these things very, very good. Okay, so this right here, we have to build this out in terms of, in the beginning, it's just a blueprint, but then over time, we continue to build it out and make it better and better and better, and it gets more and more valuable as the more people that come into it, the more valuable it becomes. The community is better when there's more people in it because you have more talk. You can access more people, right? You have quicker access to network. Okay, your net worth is your network. So this is what's beautiful about this model. A mechanic shop, the more customers they get, the worse it gets because it takes longer. There's a big line. They're held up. The reason I love this online model is because the more customers you get, the more valuable your product becomes. Okay, you record all the weekly calls, and those go back into the program so that they can go back there and watch them. And it's very, very powerful, very neat. Okay. So just as a quick example of this, I don't know if maybe you guys are just on this. Let me stop sharing and I'll share my full screen here. Just as an example of this, this is the 5-minute niche thing. This is free for you guys inside of Make Once Free if you're in there. But like my pro community here, okay, this is where people are in here. You've got the community. People can introduce themselves here. You've got the general discussion. People can celebrate their wins, okay? Tips, all right? You can put tips in here. I just literally added that section. I didn't have it before, but like here, 6 lessons from Mike that made me 6 figures this year, right? So they can come in here. All your testimonial stuff is here. And then you've got your classroom right here. So this is where you can here's where I have all the trainings for you when you join Pro, okay? And then you have your calendar here. So this is where they can register for the weekly calls. They just click on that and then they can register. They click here and they can register for the weekly coaching calls that are recorded. They can access the other members so that they can connect with these members. And then you've got your about page where you're teaching people about what your program does, how it works. You're explaining it down here and then they can join. And then your leaderboards is where you can set this up. I'm resetting all of mine right now. I'm going to be putting new ones in here. I kind of renamed them and kind of updating everything. I'm launching all the new programs right now. So pretty fun, pretty cool. But this is your program. It's very easy to do. The classrooms are very easy to create. You can just go down here, click new course, and you can create a course. Really simple. I mean, it's very fast, very easy. It's very cool. So that's what you're creating. And then I use a free program. This is my free program where you guys are at right now. And in here, we've got like the classroom and the leaderboards. It's all the same thing, but this is designed to help people learn about the Pro program and nurture them and help them join the big solution, the thing that really nails it down faster, easier, more fun, better, okay? Okay, so that I just want to give you a little example there. Let's go back over here. So once you've got your delivery thing set up and put into place, now what you can do is you can take that journey that you take people on and you get them to convert now. We're going to create the conversion device here. The conversion device that we use is a free school. And that free school, we get them to come in for a free offer. Mine is that 5-minute niche finder, which I hope all of you are going through. It's really going to help you and save you a lot of pain in the future. Okay, it's free. But that's what I'm offering out here in social media world to get people to come over and become a lead. Okay, I use this lead magnet, this free offer. And when they join my free school, simultaneously, these two things happen. They go into my email list and they go into my free school community, and they also get an auto DM. They get a direct message from me. And what happens in here is an email gets them to go into the community. This auto DM goes into the community. And this is what actually gives them like an onboarding. We're like, hey, here's where your free training is that you came for. Here's how the community works. Here's how the weekly workshops, like we're doing right now, we're on the weekly workshop inside of here. Here's how everything is. Here, you know, it's kind of like when somebody comes to your house. There's the bathroom, there's the kitchen, there's this, there's that. And you show them around. And what you're offering here for this free thing is, you remember where I was saying there's this journey that we take people on from their current situation, or what we call point A, to their desired situation where they're where they want to be, and we call this the desired situation, point B. These steps along the way that they have to go through to get there, we try to help them maybe with these first 1, 2, or 3 steps. We literally solve that problem for them. I mean, you actually solve the problem for them. Because if the test drive sucks, you're not going to buy the car. If the sample of the meal tastes bad, you're not going to buy a full plate. All right. If the date we went on was terrible, we're not going to get married and have kids. Okay. So you want to bring them in and actually solve this part of the problem. And while you're solving this problem for them, you're also sharing with them, hey, there's these other steps that you have to go through to finish this process, to solve the whole problem, to get you where you want to be. And that is inside of my paid program where we go deep on this stuff, where I can actually do it and show you and take the time to get in there. Obviously, I can't do all of that for free because that doesn't make sense. You know, the time and the energy and the process and everything I had to do, I have to get monetized for that, because otherwise it doesn't make sense for me to do it, right? Makes sense, okay? There's costs involved with you solving problems for people. That's why people have to pay you. There's a value that gets created there. You took the time to learn everything for 10 years and spend all the money to learn it and do everything. You can't just give that away for free. It doesn't physically, like scientifically, mathematically make sense. So that's why they're paying for it. When they join the school though, okay, so I help you figure out your niche, you know, and we help you design this lead magnet that draws people in. And this lead magnet, it scares away the wrong person and it magnetically attracts the right person. The right person, they can't resist it. They have to come to the workshop. They have to come in and check it out. And when they do, you're literally being a good customer service person, a good helper, a good coach, a good teacher, a good educator, creator, and you're showing them how to solve that problem. And through that process, they get to love you, like you, trust you, know you. Okay. And when they come into your free school, everything that's in the classroom of your free school, okay. So, like for me, I have this in the free school, I've got this, 5-minute niche finder. Okay. Everything that we do in here, there's different elements in here. As you can see, I'll blow it up here. It has, there's all these things in the training. I talk about it down here. I mention it, but I'm like, are you ready to launch your profitable digital coaching business? Join Digital Coaching Currency, the 21-day blueprint for launching, building, and scaling a digital coaching business. Get personalized coaching tools, da, 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 da. And then when they go here and they click on this, it takes them here to my pro program, which actually would look like this. Okay, so I had to open an incognito window because I'm already logged in, where they can either join for $149 a month and lock in that price, because the price always goes up and yours will too. Soon I'm going to be moving it up to $199 a month, but anybody that gets in at the $149 a month, they lock that price in. Even if I go to $999 a month, they get to stay at $149. Okay, so there's a little bit of urgency to get in there because you get the best price, right? For the price of a pair of cheap running shoes each month, you can learn how to build a 6- and 7-figure digital coaching business. Or they can come over here, and you would do this too. They can come over here and they can hit this, and they can join for a one-time fee of $997, and they might be able to use Klarna, and they could just pay, in payments here. So you could sign up with one payment. To me, it'll pay me, but you could do 4 payments of $249 or 6 payments of $175, whatever your thing is, right? Whatever, if you qualify for it. But this way, you get, for one pay, you get lifetime access to everything that I'm doing, all the new programs, upgrades, everything. So this is how you charge for it. And then when they join, like I said, over here, when they join, all these things automatedly happen. Okay, we automate the onboarding process that shows them how to get started, what to do, and everything happens in an automated way. So it's happening without you. Okay, you set this up. This is what I show you how to set up, is this whole thing. And then it does it for you once it's set up. Okay, and then you just enhance it and make it better as time goes on. But in the classroom, everything that you put in your free classroom is designed to get them over to here, because we want to give them the solution. We want to solve that problem for them. All right. Everything that we talk about in the community is to help them recalibrate their belief system. It helps them understand why this works. It helps them get through the part of it where they're like, I don't know. And we show them that we can help them by actually helping them. And we provide great value. And we just pour into them and we help them and show them that, listen, we've got a faster way. We've got an easier way. We've got a real solution here. We've got the pill that solves your problem. Okay. And then the calendar is where people register for your weekly workshop that you're going to be doing. Like I do. Every week, I have this digital coaching is currency weekly workshop. We're on it right now. This is where I get to provide value, help you see the bigger picture, help you see, hopefully, some of you see this and it really helps you. You get to move along. You're like, oh, that was the thing that I was missing. And you don't even need to buy the paid program. Maybe that was the only little thing you were missing. Great. Some people get worried about that. They're like, well, what if I show them too much in the free stuff? They don't buy the paid stuff. Well, first of all, if that really is the case, and that's happening like 100% of the time, then those people were never going to buy from you anyway, and you're not working with the right people. The people that I work with and help, they don't know how to do this part yet. They don't know how to set up, launch, and scale a digital coaching business, right? So some people come in here and they get something, they get what they need, and they don't need to buy the paid program. Other people go, oh man, I need to know more about this. I want to know more about this. I want to make this easier, faster, better. How, I want to join, right? For the price of a pair of Nike shoes, you can join, right? So that's something, that the calendar, we get them on the weekly workshop. And then in the leaderboard, like I said, I like to offer some free coaching calls in here, because some people will work hard and they'll move up in the leaderboard. And I want to give them something for that, for working hard. I'll get them on a free call. I just got done doing a call before this workshop and I can help them faster, better. And I'm very happy to do that. And it builds a better connection. You learn more. It's amazing. So I really encourage you to do that. Helps you really learn about your people. But when they come in, okay, so that was this arrow, that was going through that. They also go into your email list, and every day, well, every other day, you're sending them an email, and these emails are attached to things that are in your community, things that are in your leaderboard trainings that you unlock, and things that are in your classroom. And these emails are designed to provide massive amounts of value, show them what you actually do to help them solve their problem. And you're subtly asking them to take that next step. You're saying, listen, if you're ready, like, let's not put off this, let's get out of this pain, let's get out of this problem. I've created a program for you. I've created a solution here, and I'm really excited to help you. And that's what we're doing in those emails. And we keep emailing them forever. I call it my value train. And so what we do is, as we create different programs and different things that we put in the classroom, we take this stuff and we break off little chunks of it. Okay, so think about a program that you put inside of your I'm going to open up for questions here in just a minute. Okay, think about your program as like a Rubik's cube almost, right? So think about it like this, and it's got these different things that you do inside of it. Okay, like here's all these little blocks, or kind of like little trainings. How you create content that actually attracts the right people is, number one, you know who you're talking to. So right away in the beginning of your content, you can say their name, right? I'll say things like, in my first business where I made my first big money, my first millions of bucks, I worked with martial arts business owners. So when I'd start the video out, I would say, hey, if you're a martial arts business owner and you already have some students, but you need help getting them and you don't know how to use the internet to do that, in this video, I'm going to show you 3 things that you can do to start doing that. So anybody that was not a martial arts business owner or was not trying to get students using the internet, that's how niche I was. I wasn't just in business. I wasn't just in marketing. I wasn't just in online business. I was helping martial arts business owners. They had to be business owners with 50 to 100 students that were wanting to get students using the internet. Okay. So I was so down. And then that's what helped me grow out and grow big. What you do is you take out one of these little chunks here, one of these little trainings from your real training, okay, like the one where you spend a lot of time, energy, and effort, and you take a little piece of it out, and that becomes your content. And you can take this one piece right here and you can make it 1,000 different ways. Okay, you can come at it from 1,000 different angles. That's what we master, and that's what we talk a lot about, especially I have this thing called the Marketing Power Playbook inside of Make Once Pro. And I show you how to take one thing and turn it into a myriad of things that are easy for you to create content. And inside of this piece here, you're saying to them, here's how to do this, you specific niche need type person. Here's specifically how to do this. And if you want even more help, I've made a free thing for you that you can have absolutely free. And here's what it's going to do. It's going to help you knock out that first. Remember how we talked about from A to B, this thing, right? I keep drawing all the time. I'm going to show you how to take care of these first few steps, because if you master these, it makes the rest of the steps so much easier. Go down in the description or go to this website or go to this place and get that. Now, what I do is I just send people to my about page for my free community. I'll show you what it looks like. I say, hey, go down in the description, and I send them here. Okay? And what it looks like actually is it looks like this. Okay. And this video talks about that free niche finder, because that's my lead magnet, right? And I talk to them right here. I say, you get the 5-minute free niche finder. So this is what you would put as your lead magnet down here. And I say, discover your perfect coaching niche in just 5 minutes so that you can launch, build, and scale a profitable coaching business. And then up here, I kind of demonstrate what that is. It's a short little video. And then they either join the group or they can just come straight in here and start going through it. But then down here, I need them to download this PDF. And when they click that, it makes them opt in. See? And when they opt in here, what happens is they go into my email list so that they can start getting follow-up for me, because the fortune is in the follow-up. If you do not have a follow-up system, You're going to fail. Okay. You don't get married and have a kid on the first date. It takes multiple dates because you have to build that connection. It doesn't happen if you're not doing follow-up. Okay. The name of this game to make yourself successful here, the components and the things that we have to set up are actually quite simple. It really comes down to how can you consistently perform? Because that's how you build that trust. That's how you build that flow of new clients. Because you keep showing up, you keep being there. They keep seeing you show up. They keep seeing you talk about the same thing. They keep seeing you demonstrate how it's getting better and better. They keep seeing customers going through the process and coming out the other side, having success and sharing their success stories. That's why you have inside of your community here, you have the wins. Okay. We grew by 100 members in just days. This is inside of your free. Okay. The one that you have inside of your, the one you have inside of your paid community, you can take, like, I could take this email here where he's talking about how, he's made 6 figures working with me and all of this stuff. I can do a video over this. I can put this in an email and I can send that out in this follow-up process right here. And people go, I'm like Chandler too, because that was the guy's name. I want to do what he did. I like this. I think I'm seeing this now. And that's where they come over and join the paid program. And then again, as people have success inside of your paid program, you're interviewing them and you're also creating a case study. Okay. And then you share that. That's why I have these lines going back here to this, because you share the stuff that's happening inside of your communities, inside of your paid programs. And that makes more people come in because they see proof, they see value, they see what's going on. And so once you have this process in place, it makes it really easy to create content. Okay, you take a little piece of the main program, and you talk about it, and you show that that's your content, and then you make them a very free offer that's very valuable to them. Okay, like the sample of the meal on a little toothpick when you walk through the mall. They have the food court over by the Chinese food. They always have the ladies walking around. It's got like a bunch of toothpicks on it, and they hand you one. If that doesn't taste good, you ain't gonna go get a full meal, all right? But if it tastes great and you're hungry, you have that need, you're gonna go get a full meal. Well, that's the free offer. If you go on a test drive and it was an amazing test drive and you need a new car, you're likely to buy that one if we can work out the details. Okay. So my goal when people come in here, just so that you kind of have a reference point, is I want my coaches, my digital coaches, okay, because that's primarily who I help. People that are doing one-to-one coaching that want to, go to digital coaching so that they can have more freedom, more scale, more impact, but they don't know how to build that, launch that, scale that. I help them do that. And what I want them to do when they come in is, first off, I want them to make their money back as fast as humanly possible. I want them to get set up and all going, launched, ready to go within 3 weeks, okay, 21 days. Some happen faster because you just depends on where you're starting from. But I want them to get to 1,000 clients is my first like real core place that I want them to get to. Okay. I mean, that's when I feel like I've done my job. If they're selling their coaching program for, maybe starting out at $49 a month and they get 1,000 people, that's $49,000 a month. Even 100 people is $4,900 a month. We work you through different levels, but I feel like once you get to 1,000, as long as you don't stop doing what got you there, I feel like you've really kind of broke out. And, like 1,000 people paying you $100 a month is 100,000 a month. Okay. If you can't figure it out from there, then, we got other problems we need to address, which we do. Right. And that's how to manage your money. But most people, I feel like, can get there. And so like I said, you can have then this, let's go over here now. So my core level, my level 1, you can either do $149 a month, right? And that locks in, or you can do $997 one time, right? And so they can do either or. This is lifetime access, one pay, or they can pay monthly like this, okay? All right. When they get through that, typically they want to maybe go to other levels, or they want to expand their product offerings or something like that. That's where I have my level 2 program. And this goes to $9.99 a month. Okay. So this is, we actually meet in person once a quarter. It's very high level. You have to be, making money to actually get in here. There's a qualifying, there's only 100 people that can come into this one. Or it's 10K one time and you get lifetime access to it, right? I'm telling you this because this is kind of, and it can keep going up from here because the moment you solve this problem, then they have this problem. Then when you solve this problem, then they have this problem. It just the problem never goes away. It just moves. And it's not a problem. It's just the next challenge. It's just what it is. So you can offer things like that. It can continue to go and you can even offer things that are low ticket, lower than this, maybe $20, $10, $7, just to kind of get them in. There's a lot of different things that I show you how to do. I always show you the best way, and then there's other things that you can do. But this is that model. It doesn't have to be more than this. You just need a good email follow-up. You need a good free offer. And sometimes it takes you 10 free offers to find one that works. It's usually what it is. About 1 out of 10 of your ideas for a free offer will work. And when you find the one that works, it can work for a very long time. I'm talking like maybe even a couple years. I've had a free offer working. Okay. And you're always trying to make it better. And you have automated email follow-up. You have content going out. You learn how to do ads, low-level ads that just keep a consistent flow of traffic of your ideal people coming in. Okay. All right. So I want to open up for questions, but before I do, I said I was going to make you guys a special offer. And if you guys don't want to hear that, then that's fine. If you do, I'm gonna make you an offer here. What I'll do is right now, because I'm getting ready to launch my digital coaching currency. Okay. And inside of there is going to be the marketing power playbook. You get the fearless founder formula, which is basically helping you work on yourself and your mind as you're going through this, because there's a lot of stuff we've got to reframe and rebuild. I'm teaching you how to create a pocket coaching program. I've got my own pocket coaching program. You get an AI certified prompt program that teaches you how to use AI in ways that you've maybe never even heard of. That makes things go faster. You get all the recordings and replays. You get weekly calls with me. You get all the resources and everything that you need. You get my old program, which is my Build Lab program, which still has made a lot of people, millionaires. This is ready to go right now. It has everything in it that you need. That's where people start. It teaches you everything. I break everything down. But in the meantime, I'm building out the best thing I've ever created in my life, which is this thing. This is the Marketing Power Playbook. It's also week 1. We go through identifying your niche, developing your unique value proposition, your coaching program design. We go through building your online presence. You get the videos, you get the resources, you get everything that you need to build this thing, right? I give you, all these different worksheets, and I help you with them. I actually show you what to do and take you through it, and I help you with that. And this is then you get all the worksheets, the checklists, and I make sure that you get this dang thing figured out so you can go on and make money with it, and you don't have to depend on me. You know what you're actually doing. And so, like I said, normally this is either $149 a month or $997, and I'm going to keep it that way. But if you join today, okay, if you join today, I will give you 3 coaching calls with me. And those 3 live, me and you, mano y mano on Zoom. Okay. They're usually about 45 minutes to hour and 15 minutes, depending. If I got a little more time, I'll give you a little more time. But what I do is I hit you with the ground running here. So the first call, we talk about what you need to launch. The second call, we talk about helping you build out the automations, the emails, knowing what to set up with the program. And then the third call that we do is I help you with now scaling and content creation and automating and things like that. And you get to set these up whenever you want. You just get 3 calls from me if you join today by the end of the day. And all you have to do is just go to Make Once Pro, or you can either Google. You can just come in here and Google Make Once. If you do that, you can click on any of these here: Make Once Free, Make Once Paid. Okay, you'll find me there, or you can just go to skool.com / skool.com/make once. So skool.com/make once. And then when you get there, like I said, it'll look like this. And you can either join for $149 a month, But if you join for the lifetime, so if you join with the lifetime, I don't do it for the 149. I'm just doing it for the lifetime. If you join for the 997, I give you 3 1-hour coaching calls with me that you can use whenever you want. I record those and I give them back to you, so that you have them for future reference, and you get lifetime access to all of my stuff. Okay, all of the stuff that happens in Make Once Pro. I've got a lot of programs coming. We're going to be making 6 and 7-figure digital coaches out there all day, every day. That's what we do. And if you want, you can use Klarna if you can actually use Klarna. Some people, they can't, depending on where they are. But you could join for $64 a month. You just pay it out over time, or whatever it'll tell you what you can do based off your credit or whatever. But there's just a way that you could pay 4 payments instead of paying the 997, or you could pay the 997 up front. Whatever, it saves you a lot. It saves you 50%. If you were paying $149 a month for 12 months or something like that. But that's my special bonus for you. That's what I want to do for you if you want to get started. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up for questions. Thank you guys for being here. First of all, really appreciate you being here. Shows a lot. Most people are not here, but you are, and that means that you're honestly serious about changing your life, making it better, being a good digital coach, building a 6-7-figure digital coaching business. So let me see if there's any questions. If you want, we can open up for questions. Just raise your hand or put question in the chat, and I'll call on you, and you can unmute yourself and talk to me. Okay, so Ramilia, she goes, Mike, I have to go, but I have a quick question. The 997, is it a one-time payment with a lifetime membership? Yes, it is. Or is it an annual payment, whether I used Klarna or not? No, it is just a one-time investment. If you use Klarna, you pay Klarna back over time with payments. That's you and Klarna. I get paid right away on that, so you're considered in for life. And I mean, I'm just getting started. So when I say I'm getting started, I've been doing this for 15 years, but I'm just getting started in this new. I've been taking all of my best stuff that I've learned over the last decade and a half, and I'm really building out what I feel like is my best product I've ever built in my life. So I'm very excited about that. Thank you, Mike. I have to go. I will check into the pro. Okay, good. Just if you guys have any questions, I'll put it here in the chat. It's just skool.com/make-once. And you can click on that thing that says pro. It's a little thing over on the side. Okay. Listen, did everybody, first off, before I kind of take questions here, did everybody at least get something from today? Did you learn something from today? Okay. Yes. Put me in the chat if you took something from this here today. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at out the window here. If you just got here, you're kind of late. Check this out. That's what I've been looking at here while we've been doing this out here in Colorado. Went on a hot air balloon this morning. Never done that before, so that was kind of cool. Literally kind of cool. It was like 35 degrees, but you didn't even think about it. It was so awesome. So, okay, well, what I want to do is I want to open up. Yeah, very beautiful. I love it. It's so cool. A little different breathing up here at 10,000 feet, but anyway, let me get another drink here. Go ahead. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. You can ask anything. It doesn't have to, necessarily be about what we're talking about here, but I'm sure it would probably be something like that. Whatever questions you guys have. Any questions? Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Vaughn, Carlos, Mark, anybody? Mark, you got a question?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yep, I can hear you. Kind of choppy, but I can hear you.
Beautiful. Oh, I'm sorry. What do I do? Hear me back?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you for your time, Mike. Good, appreciate it. It's a lot of the industry, Mike. I tell you that. My last program, anybody's that. My last program, I paid $21,000 for. It's just to show you how, and then that's not one. I mean, I got the John Maxwell program, the Tony Robbins program, Dean Graduacy, you name it. I have a lot of, I can't keep up with the logins because I have so many. But But you do have people that have success with them. I can't say anything about it because at least to create more awareness. I'm trying to rationalize what I've paid over the years and with actually no result to show for it. And people obviously have made money and use the system. Uh, to tell the truth, it's nothing like what you show doing right now. For anyone else, I was not paid to do that. And I watch a lot of your free video and the free values you have giving and those are information that I pay money for. I mean a lot of money for and this is extraordinary. Your time greatly appreciate. I wanted to say that first of all. And thank you for making me jealous of that view. I actually am not in a position to make that one time payment. My question is, if I'm able to sign up today and in the next couple of weeks, uh, make the money money, and I want to change my month payment to finalize the payment, is that still a possibility?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it always kind of depends on where you're starting from. If you're brand new to, like you don't even know really what you're going to be coaching somebody on, that might take you it might take you a little bit of time to get that figured out and to maybe figure out how you're going to communicate in videos. And it might take you a little bit longer to figure that out. And by longer, maybe it takes you 30 more days or longer, right? Maybe it takes you more time. But the one thing I can say is, when you get somebody that's already been there, it will happen so much faster as long as you're plugging in and you're coming to the calls and you're taking action and one thing I always tell people is, if you have a problem, that's why you paid me. Come to me and say, man, hey, what the heck? And I'll help you. We'll fix the problem. I mean, that's what that's all about. But some people, they don't want to do that. But I'm just saying, but you'll get there 10 times, 100 times faster than if you try to figure it all out on your own. You can figure it out on your own for sure, 100%. It just takes longer. It's usually a lot harder. That usually ends up costing you a lot more because you end up kind of getting distracted and things like that. Um, but you can come in and, I mean, I don't want to call it get rich quick because I'm not promising you that you'll make anything. Okay. It's kind of my disclaimer, right? It's like, because I don't know what you're going to do. You might do nothing. You might, I don't know what you're going to do. So I'm not promising you anything. I'm just saying this is what's worked for us. This is what worked for our clients. But you can come in here and you can set up your program and you can make an offer to the marketplace. And if you're selling something maybe priced like what I'm selling, if you paid me 997, okay, $1,000, let's say, and you set yours up like mine, where you're charging maybe 49.99 or 149 or whatever you want to charge. You can charge whatever you want. Or you offer also, somebody can pay 997 up front. In one customer, you could make your money back. Two customers, you're ahead, right? So that can happen. I take you through a 21-day program. So some of that stuff maybe already and you can go a little faster. Or with the 3 coaching calls that I'm offering, right, that usually speeds things up quite a bit because we can really knock a lot of that stuff out fast. And so when you hit the program, you're really cruising through it and you can get set up quicker. So it's hard to answer that saying, yeah, I know you're going to make it back right away. It just kind of really depends on where you're starting from, how much you've already got worked out in terms of what you're going to be doing, or how you're going to be doing it and things like that. Depends on where you're at there. It can happen faster.
Definitely. I am kind of going to do the same thing you're doing. Basically, it would be with different community. Be doing either in French or in Creole, as Creole and French. So be do that with different community. And I've seen the potential of that particular market within my community. I don't have a lot of people doing that. They are doing it. They're not doing it at the level I want to do it. So I want to at least up the marketplace with different, all the same product, but with innovations on it. And the way I was doing it was kind of difficult to set up funnels and stuff like that. But what really attracted me was you don't need to build all that with the Skool system. You can actually start and then start doing it, and that tool will build that for you. So the kind of what really fun part that it is not now, Pops.
Nice game of tea.
Okay, I'll come in a minute. Okay, you said it anyway. I said not. I said
Hey, I
it
love
doesn't.
having the family and the kids and everything. I mean, I don't care at all. I
So
think that's what makes it so amazing.
this is one of my why did get have kids, but this is why I'm not giving up on the industry. I know the know what's possible, and I'm probably $100,000 down already. And I buying programs and doing the seminars and stuff in my groups. But I know what's possible. I know it can be done. And then by watching the way you are going through the process, how to set up that, it's really make it really easy in terms of how they have learned before, right? So yeah, I come from that. I have a lot of information already. I have a lot of classes that I really write out and already that just need to be learned. Uh, um, Logo, website, I already have all that. Actually, I'm doing this now. I'm doing a whole sequence in the funnel with system.io that now I'm probably gonna stop doing, not gonna do, just because of what just showed
Yeah.
right now with using Skool. So this is where I am right now. So I'm able to make the payment of 199 one. I'm going with a 149. Um my questions again, but I'm reiterate is like in the process I have the money, can I say go ahead and finish paying whatever I'm locked into the 149.
Yeah, you'll be locked into that. And if you ever wanted to upgrade or something, just get a hold of me. I mean, I'm not some crazy stickler guy or something. I'll if you're like, man, I want to upgrade, I'll throw you some coaching calls. I mean, you're gonna get me twice a week for 2 hours at a time each time. So you get me 4 hours a week, and I'm actually adding a few more calls as well to the program. So you'll be locked in at the 149. That's good. But then if you ever want to upgrade, you were here. We've got it. I know you were here. I'll work with you. We'll make sure that it happens. My biggest thing is I just want you to have a great life. I want you to have fun doing what you love to
So
do. And I want you
I
to have a
want
great system. And I want you to actually help people with your knowledge and make a better place. And everybody goes good. You're winning, I'm winning. The coaching clients are winning, and it's fun, and we can live a great life.
as a professional, I don't want to monopolize the line. I'm gonna ask a question. I come back and view background where I am in terms of what's stopping me that I can seem to identify stopping to go out and do it. So let your own ask question.
All right. Well,
Thank
good.
you,
I'm glad I
Mark.
got to talk to you. And if you have any questions, reach out to me in Skool or whatever. Okay. I'm here and I do these every week. So, all right, Yvonne, what do you got going on? How are we doing?
Hey, Mike. I'm good. First of all, I'd like to say thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great. That's great. Can you hear me okay?
Mike, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Awesome. All right. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for taking out the time every now and then to do this for
literally free. A lot of people would actually pay so much to do this. So you've been doing it for a couple of years. I've been following you off of TikTok, and I really appreciate you for this. So yeah, like I said, I've been following. I've been very interested in doing online coaching. It's always been something that I knew that I'd be doing, but I hadn't been set up right to start taking something like this full time. I'm nearing a place that I really would want to consider getting full time in something like this. Okay. But my question is, and you did allude to it earlier, it all depends on where you're starting from. Now, I know I have a lot of things to offer people, but I do not have any tangible results yet. And that would literally maybe even stem off of what I decide would be my offer. I know what the kind of people that I want to speak to, my target audience, but maybe in terms of what my offer is, I don't think I have results yet. And I know that in going through or in listening, in following up with people on social media, I am thinking that, okay, I have to create an audience and find a couple of people to do stuff for free, and then move on to then using those as a testimonial and then charge people off of something. Now, if looking at this background, working with you, what would the trajectory of something like this look like? Because I'm thinking of my main platform being Instagram, and I try to do some content with faceless accounts, because if I try to do like something with my face, I think it would just be too much. Like with faceless, I think that the hurdles to put out content is lower, but the reach has been terrible, and it's been really discouraging. And I know I'm beginning, so there's the compound effect and all of that. So yeah, it will pick up. But what does the trajectory look like from this start to getting to a place that not necessarily making 10K, even making getting a couple of people in a program, having a full-fledged coaching program? You already mentioned 21 days, but I'm not sure if that would work for somebody like me. I have a lot more to do. So what would that look like? Sorry for being so long-winded.
No, that's a great question. I'm glad you made it very clear. So first off, you're very welcome. I'm glad you're here. Okay. And great question. So there's another way to look at this. Okay. Now you said a lot of the right stuff, which is you can help somebody for free and document that, and then you can show that to people as results, as proof of concept. The other thing that you can do, there's actually two things that you can do. Okay. One thing, and I'll talk about the trajectory once we understand this component of it, which is very important. This is the delivery of what you're going to be delivering. Like I said, there's two other options you have. There was three. You already said the one. Well, let's talk about these other two. One of them is you can be the reporter. And that is kind of like Napoleon Hill, who wrote the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. He didn't have any results either, but what he did was he went and he basically reported on the results of others that were doing this. So he started out, with going to people that are already getting results in the area that he was interested in, and he compiled all of those teachings and all of those results, and he put that together into a book, or in our case, it would be an online program. And that's how he started, by reporting on what others that were having success were doing in the area that he wanted to be known for or involved with, that he was passionate about. So you could do that too. And you could say, and you can start low, you could start with like $29 a month or $39 a month, and people can join, and your offer is, hey, I'm doing all of the work to go study and basically synthesize or clear, make things simple to understand that these people are doing. And I'm showing that to you. And while you're doing that, you then can start talking about what is happening in your world, which is you have learned how to get people and show them this process. And now you've got your own story and your own result. Okay. So one option, or two if we include yours. The third one, this other option, is you can start out and you can say, here's what I'm going to do. Okay, my goal is to get to 100 paying members by the end of 2024. And I'm opening up a private community, okay, that you can join for, again, you can start out $39, $49, okay? That's usually a good starting point, and you can always go up in price. It's hard to go down in price.
Right.
And you can say, you can come along with me, and every day that I grow my business, I'm going to document that and put it in a program called whatever we call it. And I'm going to teach you what I'm doing. I'm in this, you can say, I'm in this mastermind. Maybe you join Make Once Pro or whatever, or whatever you've been in or whatever you've done. Okay. The reason you're wanting to do this in the first place is because you know that you're capable of providing help and results and things like that for others. So you can share your story and you can document that, and people will come along. And as they come along, now your story starts to unfold, where you can say, here's my results. I can show you what I did. And then as your clients get results, then you can start reporting on your clients' results. And that's when you can start increasing the price. Okay, so those are those options that you can do as well. You don't always have to start, when you have these results with actual members or something like that. You can start the Napoleon Hill way, or you can start where, here's where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. You can come along with me. I'll give you a very, very great price because you're coming with me on this journey. So you have those options. Okay, trajectory. What we first do is we put together which one of those models you're going to do. Okay.
Right.
Okay. And once we put that together, we then comprise a kind of like, and we do this, everybody kind of does this. Okay. We have like a North Star, like what is your goal? And we usually put that in some type of monetary fashion, 100,000, 50,000, whatever it is. Okay. That we have a number, because with numbers, we can do calculations. With ideas, it's really hard. So you say, Mike, I just want to replace my income that I'm making now, and I want to be doing it online, maybe 50,000, 100,000, whatever. Okay. Well, that means we need to get this many members in this amount of time. And so we have our goal, we have our mission, we have our vision of what we're doing. And then we start creating your blueprint, and we figure out that niche, like who is it really, really, really? Like, what are they really, who is that person in fine detail? And then we devise your blueprint of what you're going to be doing, whether it's the Napoleon Hill, doing for free, that thing. And then once that's together, we put together your free offer. Okay. And then we start getting people into your list. We start nurturing them. We start showing them how it works, and we start making offers. And when we're making offers, we start making money because we're asking people to pay us. And if we can show them clearly how we get them from point A to point B, and we can demonstrate that to them and show them, they'll do it. And
Sounds good.
Yeah, you wouldn't really start much different than anybody else. It just might be that some of those things that we're doing, you might just have a few more days on them because you're trying to, or it might take you a little bit longer to maybe launch the full thing because you have to go out and gather some information first. If you're like, for instance, if you were going to do the Napoleon Hill thing and we're figuring out your program, it's like, okay, well, let's say that you're going to help somebody. Well, what is it that you want to help people do?
So I would want, that's the thing. So sometimes I feel like a fraud. So I want to help people set up businesses online.
Okay.
You get what I mean? And I haven't gotten I'm still figuring out how to do it. So I'm like, what are you telling these people? So it's also targeted towards Christian women.
Okay.
So there's the faith-based aspect to it. So I was thinking that at the beginning, that's what I could be talking more of. like that is the foundation, that's the underlying thing. And then later, when I start getting some trajectory, then I could start talking about the online business part.
Well,
Um,
what happens in something like that? I like that you're speaking to Christian women, because that kind of really puts you as a bigger fish in a smaller pond, which is good.
right.
Everybody's afraid to start there, but it's where you start, right? You want to be very, very niche, and then you can expand out. And I know a lot of people have a lot of different ideas about this, but I promise you, it's the best way. The other way, you just better have a lot of power and stuff already, because,
Right.
anyway, so Christian women, good, that are entrepreneurs, obviously. And so what you do is, instead of, the goal is to help them, launch and grow a business online. Okay. Well, if you don't have that quite figured out all the way yet, that's fine. Doesn't mean you can't go into that. It just means when we start, we have to start with the part of that process that you do understand, or that
Right.
you're going to really work hard every day at understanding and perfecting. And so if we look at that, maybe you're really good at helping them come up with their niche. Okay. Or maybe you're really good at helping them come up with their free offer. Or maybe you're really good at helping them create content. So what we would do
Right.
is we would take what launching and building and scaling an online business looks like, and then we would take that apart, and we would find a little part inside of that part that you could help them do. So it might look like this. You might start out, and let's just pretend that you're most excited, or you get really excited about email marketing, for instance.
Right.
You might say, I help female Christian entrepreneurs master email marketing for their online business.
Right.
So you would start maybe there, where you're every day now you're studying email marketing, you're putting together little frameworks and models that work for you to get it going faster, and you're studying that, and you're talking about that. And then as you get that, you're starting to get customers from that, and you're just helping them set up their email automation and write the emails. Okay. And
Got it.
so you can start there, and think about how niche that is. So you start the video, you're doing a piece of content, and you can do it faceless. What I would suggest for you, though, is I would suggest that for the faceless part, what I would suggest is, if you don't want to show your face, okay, we still need some sort of like avatar or something to like connect with, kind of like
Right.
Geico has the lizard. You can either have a little animal, all right, or
Right.
you could just take your face, right, and you could turn it into like a digital cartoon
Cartoon,
looking
right.
type thing. Yeah.
Right.
And then you could do that. What's the face for Walmart? Nobody
Right.
knows, right? It's just Walmart, right? So, but you still want to have some sort of little face, some sort of little creature, something, right? Something where they can connect with it. Okay. Then you're going on social media, all right, and you're saying something like, hey, if you're a woman, you're a Christian woman, and you're an entrepreneur, you're trying to grow your business, and you don't have that email thing quite figured out. In this video, I'm going to share you some tips, 3 tips, 5 tips, 7 tips, okay, that are going to help you really get this thing figured out, okay? And then you teach them maybe something about the subject lines or whatever.
Right.
And then you say somewhere in the video, or somewhere in it, beginning, middle, end, it doesn't quite matter, just it needs to be in there somewhere. You have a moment where you're like, hey, if this has been helpful and you want to speed up this even more, and you really want to nail this email marketing thing, I have a free offer for you. You can go down to the link in the description, or you can just go here and you could put it on the screen, and you could say, in this free training that I'm doing, I'm going to show you all of my favorite subject line techniques and how they work. And I'm going to help you figure out your own so that your emails actually get opened. So go grab that. It's down in the description. It's totally free. Okay, back to
Right.
tip number 2. That's the kind of thing that you're doing, and you're going to build an audience of women that are Christian, that are entrepreneurs, that need help with email.
Right.
And then eventually you're going to then have a story of your own where you actually did launch and build and scale an online coaching business, and now you have done it, teaching email marketing, and now you
Okay.
can turn around and say, let me show you what I did to do this.
Right. Oh, thanks for the clarity.
And just
Hear
start
that.
smaller. Go into things. You start smaller with it's like, if you wanted to go into cooking, well, why don't you just go into first helping people figure out what tools they need to cook? You know,
Right.
like that you just go in deeper, and a lot of people don't really talk about that. But that's what you really want to do, is you want to keep going way, way down until you find that place that you can really help, and don't worry about volume or how much you're making or any of that stuff. Just worry about really mastering that one thing, and you'll make money. I mean, if you're making an offer that makes sense to people, they're going to buy it. Okay. And get really good at that thing, build a little story there, and then you just keep moving up. Maybe now you're doing email and the funnel and landing pages. Then pretty soon, now you're
Right.
doing the whole thing.
Yeah, I see that. Cool.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, just start small. Just start smaller. And inside of my free community, I'm going to be releasing some new trainings in there. There was a bunch of stuff in there. I took it out just because I knew it was kind of going to confuse people, and I just didn't want people getting all like bogged down with weird things, because I kind of changed what I was doing. I've really focused in on coaching because I kind of seen this future of what's happening with everything. So I really just am going to be putting new training in there that'll help you keep getting on these workshops. Or if you're ready, to join, or whenever you're ready, just join Pro and let's get
I
going.
will. I think I will. And do you know one of the reasons I will? Because you give a personal effect. Like, I know it's coaching, but I really feel like it's one-on-one. And I've been on a number of in fact, this is the second time you've spoken to me. Okay, the other time wasn't as in depth. But I appreciate you, Mike. And just for that, yeah, I feel that you care. So
I
I
do
will.
care. I really do.
I
I want you guys to succeed. I feel like the best way I can impact people the most I can before I disappear off of the planet, is if I can help you help people. That's the ripple that I want. And I want people to experience this world of, I mean, I don't know. I have to pinch myself all the time. It's really interesting. When you focus on helping a small group of people achieve something, and you really, really care. I talk about that a lot. Is just all you have to do is care. If you want to really separate yourself from everybody, just care.
yeah.
Most people are,
That-
I think they mean well and want to care, but then to do that extra care, it's sometimes
Yeah, it's a
hard for
lot.
them. Yeah. But this is a great business model. It's not going anywhere. It's, if anything, it's going to get more and more this way, because the machines are going to take care of pretty much everything, and
Sure.
people are going to need to learn how to communicate with those things. And I know it can be a scary future sounding like, with all the stuff, but it's coming. And I think we're going to be fine. I think we just need to learn how to become as valuable as possible and have as much fun as possible. And
Makes
um,
sense.
if you have that in
Makes
your
sense.
heart to care for people, and you like learning and taking something that is maybe hard for most people to learn and make that easier for them to learn, and then you can share that with them, you're going to
Right.
do very well in life.
I do. That's true. I know like a couple of like some time you with the content wheel that you were talking about, it was mainly TikTok for your top of funnel. Do you think it's still the same?
Yeah, well, let me tell you, all of them work really well, actually. Regardless of what people say. I know people that use Pinterest and they make a lot. It doesn't matter what you use. I know that some of them are pretty popular right now. My favorite would have to be YouTube, just because I'm very video type. you know.
I
But
can
I
see
also
that.
really love TikTok as well. Um, I don't know. I consume more YouTube than I do anything else. So it's just
Mm,
kind of the platform I like. But I also watch, I love TikTok too. I'll be doing TikTok, Instagram. I love all of them. But when you
okay.
start, and really, I mean, you can you can make more than you'll ever need with just one platform. Okay.
Mm,
So it's important to find, if you really get into it, you need like 1,000. I think it really begins at 1,000 paying members. I mean,
right.
listen, 1,000 people paying you $99 a month. That's a lot of dang money. I don't care where you're from. Okay. Even 500 people paying you $99 a month. There's a lot of
Yeah,
money. I don't care where you're from.
right.
Even 200 people. Okay. So like it's all a lot. Like
Right.
it's way more. And you should be getting paid that because you're really helping people change their life. And
Right.
that's invaluable, right? You can't price tag that. So you're actually not even getting paid what you should, even if you're making a ton of money, because like you're giving so much value. Okay. Anyway, when you think about that, if you had a couple hundred people out of the literal billions of people, on 2 billion people each month log into YouTube. Sorry, each day they have 2 billion active users.
Mm,
You need a couple hundred to change your
right.
life. Like, so any platform is going to have enough. It's just go to the platform that you love the most, that you consume on the most, because then you kind of have the feel of things. And
Yeah.
if you go there and you show up consistently, and in the beginning, you need to show up, I mean, as much as you possibly can every day, because you got to get the ball rolling. And once it gets going, then you can kind of taper off a little bit, or you can
Right.
figure out ways to do it. But if you really go into this and you love it, it's never painful. I mean, I love making content every day. Like some people talk about, oh, content. It's like, are you doing what you really love to do? Because so this platform, just find the one that you love the most that you can really dive into, and then just really be yourself and care. And if you lead with that, nothing else is going to matter. And I'll tell you what, even if you haven't gotten a lot of engagement with Faceless right now, all you have to really do is make sure you're consistent, though. The consistency, I can't tell you how powerful being consistent is.
Right.
But being consistent with the same style, maybe they don't pick it up right away in the beginning, but they will if you're consistent and you're hitting topics that really matter to that person in pain. Then you can create a simple style of faceless content that will blow people away. I know people that do faceless content that make millions and millions of dollars. So it's just a matter of figuring out your style, being consistent with it, and then it's mostly about the topic and the thing that you're talking about. Because
Right.
if you're, I'll use a simple example. If you're sick and you're in pain, you don't care what color it is, what size it is. You don't care nothing as long as it
Yeah.
works, right?
Right.
So it's more about that when it comes down to it. So that's all stuff that we'll work on and we'll help you with inside of the program. But you're going to do great as
Sure.
long if you lead with your heart and you care about people and you focus small and then grow outward. You're going to do really good. It's just you got to get started. You got to be ready to show up each day, and you'll do it. You'll get it.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. I really do. Couldn't do this without you guys.
And when I do, I'll just hit you up and let you know that I'm in.
Okay. Well, listen, if anybody gets started from today, let me know that you were here. We'll work out something. We'll get you some calls. We'll get you something. Okay. All right. Well, I think
How do I reach out to you if I am when I'm signing on?
just go to Skool, go to
Okay.
go to the free community, and you can just direct message me on there.
Got that.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. Does anybody have any last questions before we jump off of here? I will be putting a recording on YouTube. We'll put that on there. But any other questions? Going once.
I have a
Can you
last
hear me?
question.
Uh-huh.
Mike, how big is your team?
It's just me right now. That's all. It's always been me, and sometimes I'll outsource a few things, but the thing that I did in the beginning was I learned how to play every position, which is why it took me longer than it should have. I probably
Right.
should have teamed up. I used to have a bigger team, but I figured out how to do it myself now pretty well. I use a lot of automation. I'm just a one-man
Okay.
business right now. Like I said, sometimes I'll outsource a few things here and there, but I I don't need to, and I really love this. I love the fact that that's what I wanted, a seven-figure one-man business, a digital one. So it's not the path for everybody. Some people want things outsourced or whatever, but I mean, I have people help me with like some accounting stuff and things like that.
Right.
But other than that, all the business stuff is all me.
Would you say it's
Beautiful.
all you because of all of the skills you were able to garner right from the beginning? If I didn't have all of that, would I be able to be a one-man show as well?
You absolutely can. I mean, that's what I teach you how to do, is do it by yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
because if you can do it by yourself, you can certainly do it with somebody helping you. you know.
Right.
So you can absolutely start with and do it all yourself. And I really push that a lot, because then you kind of find out which areas you don't want to have anything to do with, and it's real easy to find out. It's kind of like hire where it hurts. If you just can't stand, editing, or can't stand, doing community posts or something, that's where you can kind of hire out. And then with AI, it's made it even easier, because
Got it.
it
Got
can
it.
do a lot for you. Good question, though.
Thanks.
Mike,
You bet. Carlos says,
Mike,
this
can you
has
hear?
been great. Thank you very much. Okay, what's up?
I think you changed your website completely from when I've seen before. This is not the same thing at all. I realized that you build your website with system and you redirect that traffic to Soul. Originally I don't have like a free community where I can nurture leads. I was building a community straightly paid.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so what's the philosophy behind the free community leading to paid community? Or if I don't want to have any free community and let it go straight paid, what would be the downfall of that? Or or can I do both? Or is there a right or wrong way to do it?
Yeah, sure. So you're going to convert more quicker if you have some sort of, whether it's email automation, email follow-up, or a free school, because you're gonna nurture them more. You're gonna have more follow-up. Whereas if you go to just a paid, if they don't buy it right away, then it's like, how are you gonna follow up with them? Because they're not opting in, or they're not joining a community. So that's where it gets difficult. Because the thing that becomes hard to do is following up. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to, like the website right now, I wouldn't even have that website over at System or whatever. I wouldn't even have that anymore, because I have a free school. That kind of replaced my website. That kind of does all the job of what I need it to do. But if you're not going to have a free school and you're just going to have a paid school, what I recommend is that you do have a landing page, at least, where you're making a free offer, and then they're opting in and you're getting them on an email list that you can follow up with them. The fortune truly is in the follow up. And if you're not using an email list to do that, or a community, or both is the best thing. I have a community and an email list, which is what I teach, what we do. But if you just have the email list at least, okay, then you can at least follow up. Because otherwise, then you're just going to have to hope that every time you put out content, they see it. Whereas when you put out content and you have a list, you can email it to them. and you get a much better chance of getting in front of them again and nurturing them and helping them become, paying members. So there's none of it. You can make it work with all the ways. If you go straight to paid, you just got to go really, you got to be really, really consistent and really good over with your content so that you constantly stay in front of them and keep them engaged. And at least get like a Facebook group or some kind of free group where you can nurture and communicate with them. Because you think about trying to find a wife or something, right? If you never went on dates and you just tried to talk to him one time and be like, "Do you want to get married?" that would be really hard, right? Like that would be so hard. But if you were able to take them on dates and get to know them, it would be much more likely that it happened, right? That's kind of the difference of going straight to paid versus having like a group or a list or something like that. Does that help?
That's really good. On the website, I'm assuming you call this a landing page, right?
Yeah, I just put that there because it was like I had to put up something there because I used to drive everybody to my website, and everybody's like, "Where'd your website go?" And I was like, "Ugh." So I was like, I'll just put a page there and just push them over to my Skool community. But eventually, here over time, that'll be able to go away, and I'll just have my free Skool, paid Skool, and then that'll be it. And I'll have the email list. That's all I really want was the email list from system, so I can do follow-up emails.
Okay. Beautiful. And it's cool. Do you have the possibility to capture this data for yourself, or Cool owns data?
So that's why I use system, okay? Because when somebody joins my free Skool, I ask them 3 questions. 2 of the questions are kind of like, they have to type their answer to me or whatever. The 3rd question is, what's your email? And then when they give me their email, I connect my free Skool to Zapier and then Zapier to system, so that when they give me their email, Zapier sends them over to system and puts them inside of a email list so that I have them on a list myself. And then every so often I export the list and save it in a file on my computer, so I have that list, if anything were to happen.
That's okay. Beautiful. That's possibly what I probably will do. What makes you go with um um the free video on the niche, not anything else? You were talking about how to find the niche. What was the thought process?
Finish.
Like, why did I pick that lead magnet?
Yes.
Well, I noticed that the problem I heard people talking about all the time was they didn't know how to create the program, or they didn't know how to create their emails. A lot of them said, I don't know my message. I don't know what to post. I don't know how to do the marketing. And all of those things, the reason why they don't know is because they don't understand their niche. And so I knew that if I could help them solve that, if I could help them figure out their niche, then all of the other things that I teach inside of my program would make a lot more sense, and they'd have a lot more success with it.
Okay.
Most
Okay.
people, they just don't understand who they're helping and why they're helping them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. True. True. This is good. This is very good, man. Thank you for that, Mike. Yeah, if it me see me in the community. I I believe I have some issue and in my head that's stopping me. I have no idea what it is yet. I can definitely use your help for that. Because it's 2014, I've been buying program. I'm still not nothing live yet. I talk about it, talk to people about it, right? And then I don't have a run program that's profitable, and I know it's possible. And I don't know what the word is. What is it stopping me from moving forward into having that? So yeah.
I would really, instead of thinking about like, what is stopping me, think about what value can I bring and who would I be bringing it to? There's three things that we have to get figured out. One of them is, what problem am I solving? The next one is, who am I solving that problem for? And the third thing is, how am I solving that problem? So, what problem am I solving? Who am I solving it for? And how am I solving the problem? Once you have those three things understood, now you can start to really work out the details and get things, put in place where we have that attract, convert, deliver machine going. But what you want to think about is what value can I bring? Okay? How can I help somebody that is looking for help? And that's why it's so important to go through that niche finder, because you're going to discover that. Inside of the free community, you really want to spend the time to go through that and really get that worked out, because it is the missing element for most people. They don't know their niche. And if you don't know that, then you feel like you're kind of like, I don't know what's stopping me. I don't know what it is. And all business is solving problems. So you have to figure out, what problem am I going to solve for people? And in order to figure that out, you have to figure out, what skills do I have, or what skills do I want to get because I'm excited, I'm driven to learn this. Okay. And you can start really small. You can get into something small and get the hang of it and learn the process, and then you can always grow from there. So really focus on what's that?
Go ahead.
Oh no, just really try to think about, what am I really excited about? Like when I'm not doing anything, what does my mind tend to go start thinking about? There's a lot of answers in that. If
Love coaching. I'm excited about coaching,
Yeah.
talking and training and consulting. I love that, and I
About
do it
what,
for
though?
free anyway. Business and leadership development.
Okay. So that's where you start. And if you go through that niche finder that I created, then you can start using AI, which knows a lot. You can start using that, and it'll start giving you ideas within that topic of coaching and creating, and teaching and everything inside of the business world, that you can kind of narrow down, and then it'll click with you. You'll go, this feels, yeah, I really like this. This feels good. This is a great place. And just get started there. You don't have to think that it's perfect, or it doesn't have to be perfect. If you can just start there and get a few things going, it'll naturally teach you kind of what the next thing is. They always say, just get started. It's get close and then get started, and then it'll tighten up and you'll get better as you go. But you got to just start with something. It may not be the right thing, but it will be once you get started, because it'll tell you what's right. Your mind and your body will naturally talk to you.
Thinking about helping professional transitioning into online business, like doing consultation and coaching itself. That coach professional that wants to transition from a job to doing something they like, but online. So that kind of what I'm stick onto. As niche, probably I will need to work out the wording better in terms of helping professionals to transition into online business. This is where I see myself doing. I'll do it for free anyway. I'm doing it now. People are calling me for free. I just doesn't have an offer for them. But yeah.
I mean, now it's putting together kind of like, what's that recipe that you help people put together to get that, and then that becomes the program. And then now we have to work out, what are we going to offer people for free that would get them to come check this stuff out, right? So
Beautiful.
It's putting together that blueprint, and then you take a piece of the blueprint, the most valuable piece in there, and you pull that out, and that becomes your lead magnet to get people from social media over into your world, where you can then start connecting with them building that know, like, and trust, and then showing them the rest of everything else they need to get the thing going so that you can help them faster, easier, less cost.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Mike.
You got it, man. Great questions, great everything. You guys have been awesome. Okay. Well, I think we're going to call it a day here. I appreciate you guys so much. I know we went a little longer than normal, but I don't think anybody cares. I think that's always a good thing. So this recording, I'll put it on to YouTube. We'll be we're going to go again next week. Carlos, thank you. Vaughn, thank you. Mark, thank you so much. Everybody, you guys have been awesome. I will see you next week.
Thank you, too.
I'll see you in the community. Thank you. And just reach out. You can just message me there or talk to me in the community. I'll be more than happy to talk to you and help you. Okay.
I sure will.
All right. You guys take care. Thank you.